chef who you know iller. Fly like Michael Jack when he wrote Thriller. I try to give them life, but my flow killer. Friends was the coke dealers, now I just quote scriptures. I'm saying I'm on a whole nother plane. I'm Candyman in the mirror, don't ever mention my name. Cause me and them other rappers, we never spit it the same. 2K's with me where I be ballin', it ain't a game. 2K's on my feet and I ain't mention the chain. Part of me has repented, but lyrically I'm the same. They can't see the chef, all they can see is the flame. Only thing better than my vision, it be the aim. Dang, you know what time I'm on. I'm David and never shy if you try my throne. Man to man, you don't really wanna try my zone. They naming themselves chef, you should try my clone. 22 kinda feeling like the Twilight Zone. I'm the rap boogeyman, keep your night lights on. It gets spooky like my lock when my mic on. Cause all of my bars dope like the type Ike on. Like I don't see what the hype about. When I could write one verse that'll wipe them out. Don't make me bring that 89 Michael out and smash anybody in the ring for the right amount. They try to doze on road like the flow sweet. So now I play Freddy Krueger if they go to sleep. Let them live is something they can't tell me. Cause every bar horror movie, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Guess I'm with the chef like a line cook, I think. You got water, you got fire like a stove by a sink. In the spirit, not the flesh, plus my shirt says repent. In the spirit, I may text, I just go where I'm sent. Let me start spitting, flow sickening, I cough lyrics. Read the book of Numbers out loud, I talk digits. Chapter 15, verse 38. Let's talk fringes. If you got it on, but ain't none inside, it's all missing. Hypocrites judge, then wanna try like auditions. If you talk the talk, then you better walk it like cars missing. Better follow Christ, see through his eyes, that's called vision. Get eternal life after you die, that's called living. Dang, chef, in the spirit I digress. On this beat I leave a mess. Trying to say calm but I get vexed. I say calm but no west. Cause Babylon in the west face the east when I get dressed. In that white linen no less. Man, the whole industry jokes, cause they doing it for the flesh. See, they start strong like notes, but they end weak like rest. Get it? Weekend, rest Shabbat, decent. I confess a lot, not a model but dress a lot. Produce get fresh a lot, that's vain though. Like built dams, like change flows. Whether faith of a mustard seed or a mango. In the Most High you must believe that's the main goal. Will he prevail? Yes, thou art like Van Gogh.
No Alamolech, but I got perfect vision in the dark. I'm a lexicon, I'm a megalodon, all my verses ripping them apart. Mosaic law, what the church is missing, it's the worst religion from the start. In my soul where the word is written out, that circumcision of the heart. I'm rocking my fringes, I'm in Seattle, rocking like Hendrix. No industry gimmicks, you rappers are finished, I'm kicking the door off the hinges. Throwing stones like you sinless till you get the finish. You should've repented in a minute, this truth is endless, they loving the image. I know what happened to Kim. I keep my pencil on point, no sharpener. Used to weigh pounds of troll, I lay down the flow like carpenters. She causing division in the sisterhood, I'm marking on. I'm preparing the way for the harvester, I'm a harbinger. It's a Jermaine cold world, better wear a fleece. You swear it's playing with my bare hands like a terror beast. Finish the work, I'm in the turf like the Pericles. The Ruach translated into Greek, that's the Pericles. Don't need a harlot or loose tramp, running drills like a booth camp. These new era niggas be capping, but they can be snapping like food stamps. The blood in Babylon could fill up rivers. For all these crimes, Christ gon' charge her, fill up rivers. Enemy coming in like a flood, that's Lake Placid. I need safe passage, never crooked, I'm straight savage. GMO foods in the stores can taste acid, I like them all natural. I hate lashes and fake asses. You're parasitic cause you got a very wicked heart. If Satan's on the move, I hit him with a paralytic dart. When the Messiah come back, I'ma kneel before him first. And my flow so hot, or make a nigga re-record his verse.
Shalom, shalom, family. Shalom, man. We got a good lesson for y'all today. Lord willing, y'all receive, y'all get edified based off of this lesson. I'm going to go ahead and open up. First and foremost, we give all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai. Y'all see what the title is. Are the Israelites manifesting their reality? Are the Israelites manifesting their reality, right? We're going to get into it. So, Laki, just a second. So, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to get into it. I don't know if a lot of our people, and maybe they do, know what manifesting is. We're going to jump into it. We're going to show a couple of definitions. Get into see what the Bible has to say about the situation. And, I'll draw my conclusion at the end. I don't like to take too long to get to the point. So just bear with me. And I'll get straight to it. So let's get this definition real quick, just to show them what manifesting is. Can you show them that? All right, Con, read that for me.
Manifesting, the act of making something happen by imagining it and consciously thinking that it will happen.
Right. So basically, by imagining, believing that this is going to happen. Right. And the reason why I even said, the reason why I even brought this out, the reason why this is even a topic is because we're seeing things happening in the earth. We're seeing Vladimir Putin, right, unlocking the vault, showing everything, right? He's unlocking things and showing everything. So not only that, but we're seeing certain things in the earth. We see the moons, the signs in the heaven. We're seeing all these things happening. So the question is, are the Israelites manifesting their reality? Right? Are they doing this collectively? Is this something that they're doing collectively? Okay, so we see what manifesting is. Basically, it's using your imagination and your belief to bring something into reality, right? Let's get okay, so that's what manifesting is. Now we know that the people in the world, maybe you didn't know this, but the people in the world, they go into manifesting their realities every day, whether they do affirmations, they do visualizations, they do all of these things to bring in and manifest their reality based off of what they want and their beliefs, right? But they leave out a very important key, which we're going to touch on in today's lesson. So this is something I really want our people to see. Let's get the book of Matthew chapter 4, and we're going to start at verse 1 at the top. And something that you may not know, or you might know. You might know this, but I want to bring this out for people that may not know it. So let's get it. Matthew chapter 4, and we're going to start at verse 1.
This is Matthew chapter 4, verse 1. And when Yahushua led of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
So he was tempted of the devil. Let's jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8.
Just to get the context. What's verse 8?
Matthew 4, verse 8. Again, the devil taketh him up into the exceeding high mountain, and sheweth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them.
Come on.
And saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me.
So the devil said, all these things he will give you. He's going to give Christ if he bows down to worship him. So what is he saying? The devil is saying that he can bless you too, right? So this is the point of me bringing this out, to show you that Satan, the devil, can bless you too. But I want to show y'all the difference between Satan's blessings and the Most High's blessings in one verse. Let's go to the book of Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 22. Now, you may not have known this, but let's get into it. This is a very important key and a scripture that King Solomon knew this. King Solomon knew a big difference between Satan's blessings and the Most High's blessings. Go ahead, King.
Proverbs chapter 10, verse 22. The blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it.
He addeth no sorrow with it. So what is he saying? When Satan blesses, there's going to be sorrow with it. But when the Most High God blesses, there's no sorrow with it. So I'm hearing all of these manifestation stories. I'm hearing this lady, I mean, I can't even remember her name, but she won over 5,000 prizes, sweepstakes, money, houses, things to this nature, right? This guy went in the lottery, manifesting the lottery, but ends up losing his whole lot. He lost it all. I mean, he lost it in the worst way, right? He put it in an offshore bank, and the bank, because it being an offshore bank and foreign, if they lose it, there's nothing that they can do about it. They can't give it back to you. They can't reimburse you. Nothing. This dude loses his money in the worst way possible, right? So this is the difference between when Satan blesses you and when the Most High God blesses you. Read that for us again, King.
It's Proverbs 10, verse 22. The blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he added no sorrow with it.
Right. So the Most High God, he adds no sorrow with it. So there's not going to be no sorrow when the Most High God blesses you, right? So very easy, very plain to understand. A big difference between Satan blessing and the Most High God blessing. All right, Con. So let's get Genesis chapter 32. Genesis chapter 32 and verse 27. Genesis chapter 32 and verse 27. This is something I want to show y'all. And then we're going to get into one of the things that people tend to leave out just based off of manifesting. And then, here, not too much longer, we're going to start showing, we're going to answer the question, are the Israelites manifesting their reality? Shalom, family. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom, shalom. All right, go ahead, King.
This is Genesis 32, verse 27. And he said unto him, what is thy name?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel.
Mm-hmm.
For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men.
So this is the angel wrestling with Jacob. He said, but Israel, for as a prince have thou power with God and man. So if you represent this name, the name of Israel, Israelite, you have power with God and man, right? With that representation comes with power with God and man. So I want to take a look at the scripture just to show y'all real quick in the old and in the new what that power looks like, and just like real quick to show us that we actually do have power with God, right? And this can be a whole nother lesson. So I'm only going to take 2 precepts just to show y'all a little bit on us having power with God. Let's get the book of Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 22. Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 22. Get 2 witnesses real quick. Like I said, this could be a whole nother lesson. And maybe, Lord willing, I might do a whole lesson on this just to show how us as Israelites have power with God and man. We just have to be obedient. It ain't that hard. 8 and 22.
Sorry, right? 8 and 22.
Yes, sir.
This is Zechariah chapter 8, verse 22. And it says,
We're going to read down 23.
Yea, many people or strong nations shall come to seek the Lord of hosts in Jerusalem.
And where?
In Jerusalem.
In Jerusalem. So many people are in this day, they're going to seek the Lord in Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And to pray before the Lord.
Come on.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold of all languages of all the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you.
Read that one more time.
That we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you.
They're going to go with us because they heard that God is with us, right? So that's us having power with God, right? And man, right? Let's get one more. Let's get Romans chapter 3. And we're going to start at the top. Romans chapter 3 and at the top. But a nation is going to start coming to us in those days. This is a future prophecy. And they're going to say that we have heard that God is with you. So we're going to have power with God. Okay. And it's very simple. It's very easy because only thing we have to do is be obedient to the Father. Read Romans, King.
It's Romans chapter 3, verse 1. What advantage then had the Jew, or what profit is their circumcision? Much every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of God.
So Paul is saying that we have every advantage of being an Israelite. Every advantage, right? With God and with man, we have an advantage because unto us was given or committed the oracles of God, right? So the Most High God entrusted us to push out this to set the world in order, right? Overall, to set the world in order. So that's what we were supposed to be doing. But we have the promises, we have the gifts, we have the services of God, like it talks about in Romans 9. So us having power with God, that's the point of me bringing these precepts out, just to show y'all as Israelites in every way, right? We have an advantage over anyone. So let's get into something that I really want to show right before I get into answering the question. So this is something that people tend to leave out because we know manifesting is a big movement on the earth. Manifesting, affirmations, this type of talk, this type of language is a big topic in the world today. And I want to show y'all something that they are leaving out that's very, very key. And as an Israelite, I pray that you don't do this. I pray that you don't leave this out. Let's go to the book of Hebrews chapter 11. Let's go to the book of Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 6.
This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Right. So when you think like this, you are telling yourself that you have favor with the Most High God, that he's going to give you the desires of your heart. So it says, let me see. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So you must be a believer of the Most High God. You must be a believer of the Most High God so much. As a matter of fact, let's show what Christ himself said. Let me get Mark chapter 11 and verse 22. Mark chapter 11, verse 22. So we as Israelites, we first must have faith, and we first must believe in the Father and believe that he is a rewarder. He is pleased to help, to give us what we ask for. And I'm going to get another precept just to prove my point when I said what I just said here in a minute. But go ahead and read verse 22, King.
This is Mark 11, verse 22. And Jesus answering said unto him, have faith in God.
What did Yahweh try to say?
Have faith in God.
We're supposed to be having faith in God. Go ahead.
For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea.
Okay, so stop right there. So the first thing we're supposed to be doing is believing in the Most High God. That is the first thing, man. And this is the thing that people that call themselves manifestors leave out. They'll believe in themselves, and they'll believe in what they call the universe. This is what they do. Let me get Psalms chapter 37 and verse 3. Psalms chapter 37 and verse 3. But something we can never forget is that the Most High God, us believing in him, we must believe that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. We've got to diligently seek after the Most High God. He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. But we first must believe, man. We cannot stop believing. We have to believe. We must believe. That's the thing that separates us from the rest of the world, from the heathens. It's us believing in Yahweh. Us believing in the Most High is what separates us from all the other people, man. Because listening to their stories, they don't do that. They believe in themselves. They believe that they are God, and they believe in the universe. That's what they believe in, right? So let's get this Psalms chapter 37, and let's start at verse 3. Psalms chapter 37 and verse 3.
Yeah, this is Psalms 37, verse 3. Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, but verily thou shalt be fed.
Come on.
Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart.
He said, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thy heart, right? Go ahead.
Commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass.
Mm-hmm.
And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgments as the noonday.
So we must believe in the Most High God and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek after him. We have to diligently seek after the Most High God, and he will give us the desires of our hearts. We have to do something, but we have to believe first and foremost. We must believe, right? And he will give us the desires of our hearts. We have not only just believe, but what does belief look like? Belief looks like being obedient, right? Belief looks like it's a decrease in your fear and an increase in your confidence in the Most High. You start to decrease in the fear of failing, and you increase in the confidence in the Most High. So we got to walk in that. We got to walk in that mindset. We must walk in that mindset as Israelites. In this day and age, man, the people are looking at Israelites. Stuff is coming out. Stuff is being revealed. We must walk. We must be an Israelite indeed, right? In the way that we speak and in our actions, because we're going to be underneath the microscope as Israelites, right? Oh, what y'all been saying this whole time that Christ is black, and now you got a whole dictator saying that, hey, that y'all was right, man. This is gonna be heavy, man. This is gonna be heavy. This is gonna be heavy. So we got to make sure that we are doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're on our P's and Q's and be consistent, man. Believe in the Most High God. Don't be like those heathens and start believing in yourself and then believing in the universe. There's nothing wrong with believing in yourself, but make sure you believe in the Most High God more than anything, man. More than anything. I can't stress that enough. Let me get Psalms chapter 35 and verse 27 and 28. Psalms 35, 27 and 28. But if we trust in the Lord and do good, he will give us the desires of our heart, man. It's that simple. We got to be consistent, right? We got to show that we believe in him. Go ahead and read that, King.
Psalms 35
and 27, 28.
This is Psalms chapter 35, verse 27. Let them shout for joy and be glad that favor my righteous cause. Yea, let them say continually, let the Lord be magnified, which have pleasure in the prosperity of his servants.
Which what?
Have pleasure in the prosperity of his servants.
The Most High God has pleasure in the prosperity of his servants, man. He has pleasure in the prosperity of his servants. This is something we got to start believing. We must start believing it, man. We got to roll like that. That's what the Most High God desires. He said it is his good pleasure to give you the kingdom. We got to believe that. You got a point? Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So it says that it is his good pleasure to give his servants the stuff that they want, right? So if you're dealing with anything financially, you have to check if you are keeping the commandments. That's first and foremost. The first thing when you go through tribulations and hard times is you have to make sure you are not accidentally sinning or accidentally doing something that making the Lord mad, you know? So I say this to say if any brother is financially hardship, you got to remember great men in the Bible like Job that went through these things and still kept his faith with God, that understood that even though he was looking like God wasn't with him, God all along still wanted to give Job what he wanted to. That's why at the end of Job, he blessed him even more with a family, even more with things. Mm-hmm. If a brother or sister lose their job, that doesn't mean, oh, God don't like me. I don't like God now. That's not how that works.
Right.
Satan will try to make that onto you like God hates you, nigga. Mm-hmm. Come to me. I'll bless you like he did with Christ. You know, I can give you all these things. But like I said, man, if you are financially hardship right now, don't lose faith in the most valuable thing which you have, which is faith in the Most High God. And that's all.
Hey, can you pull up that definition of belief? Pull up that definition of belief, man.
Yes, sir.
Because this is something that we got to increase in these last days. We got to increase in the belief of the Most High God. We got to increase in our faith, man. I pray you brothers and sisters do increase in that. Well, go ahead and get that whenever you got it.
is belief. It says accept something as true, feel sure of the truth of.
Right. So you're accept it to be true. I'm trying to remember that blue letter. That blue letter. Man, there's a word of. I believe it is belief. Let me see real quick. Give me just a second, because this is something that I think a lot of people have a tendency to overlook when it comes to belief. As a matter of fact, I think I know exactly where it's at too. It's in the book of Mark, chapter 11, and verse 24. Mark chapter 11 and verse 24. And we're going to go to the blue letter, and I want y'all to see this. It says in B, right? So when we go into the power of God, the power, when I say the power, I mean it by every sense of the word. Every sense of the word power. When you see every definition of that word power, that's what I mean. We have power with God, right? We can call things into existence. We can, yes, we are rulers and judges too, but we actually do have like spiritual power, right? We should know this. So this is for belief in the book of Mark chapter 11 and verse 22, right? And I'm going to B. It says, used in the New Testament of conviction and true and trust, to which a man is impelled by a certain inner and higher prerogative and law of soul. I'm going to read that again. A certain inner and higher prerogative and law of soul. Meaning you must believe it to be a law inside you, right? You must believe what these scriptures say as if it is a law. As if it is a law. I brought an example this last Sabbath where Mike Tyson, he said, man, let me get it. I actually got the video, but I don't want to show it on here because of copyright. But he says it's the law when Mike Tyson hits you, or it says it's the law when Mike Tyson hits you that you must fall, right? Because Mike Tyson was going through therapy, hypnotic therapy. I'm saying right, hypnosis. He was going through hypnosis. So he would talk about, if you ever watch like Joe Rogan's experience with Mike Tyson, and he talks about, he said when he was going through training with that old white man, he said that the old white man was a master hypnotist, and he had friends that were hypnotists, and his friends would always tell him to relax, lay back in a chair. He was telling his experience on being hypnotized. And he said that, he would close his eyes and his friends would tell him how great he would be. You're going to be the greatest fighter. You're going to be the greatest boxer. So they would tell him this over and over and over to where he started believing it. And what did he say when he got into the ring? He said, it is a law that you must fall when I hit you. That's how we are to believe what these scriptures say. It is a law that we must believe, or we get the desires of our heart. Like the blue letter says, it says an inner and higher prerogative, meaning a right. Prerogative means right. And law of soul. It is a law of your soul, right? So just something that I wanted to bring out and touch on real quick. I think I don't hear too many people talking about that. But believing in the Most High God, we must do that first. That's something that the other nations do not do. That separates us from everybody else. That's what gives us power with God. So that's why we're called Israel, or Israelites. So the question that we all been waiting for, are the Israelites manifesting their reality, right? The short answer is no. We are not manifesting our reality. Let me get the word, can you look up on the definition the word prophecy? The word prophecy. All right. Let's check this out. This is the last thing I'm going over. This is the last point I'm talking about. All right, I only got like 4 scriptures. So bear with me, family. While he's getting that, no, go ahead. We're gonna do it. I got 5 scriptures.
Prophecy.
Go ahead, King.
A prediction.
Right, that's what it is. It's a prediction. Can you go down? Can you scroll down?
Mm-hmm.
And what's that say?
What does prophecy mean?
Click on that.
The foretelling or prediction of what is to come.
Foretelling or prediction for what is to come. So this is meaning, okay, so let's get something that I was meaning to pull out earlier. Let me get Romans chapter 1 and verse 25. Romans chapter 1 and verse 25. I know I got you holding a lot.
No, you good. Romans chapter 1, verse 25.
Yes, sir.
This is Romans chapter 1, verse 25. And it says, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshipped and served the creature more than the creator.
And I was meaning to pull this out earlier, so I definitely want to touch on it again right before we go into this last part. But this is what they do. Like I said, this is what separates us from everybody else. This is what causes us to have power with God. They worship and serve the creature more than they do the creator. They will tell themselves that they are God, or they will tell themselves that the universe wants you to have what you are trying to manifest. That's what they're saying. They're saying somewhat of the right words, but they're missing the point of worshiping the Most High God. First of all, they don't know God. So they're not going to, like the Christians say, hit the mark. They're not going to hit the mark because they don't know him, right? So they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. But us as Israelites, we know who God is. What did it say? It says, what does it say? I'm drawing a blank. For we know who we worship, for salvation is of the Jews, right? So we know who we worship, right? You should know who you worship. So make sure you believe in the Most High God, Yahweh first, more than anything, right? And then we can get the desires of our hearts and we can continue on and rule this kingdom. So let's get back to it. Let's get Isaiah chapter 46. Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 9 through 10. So again, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with prophecy, man. Are the Israelites manifesting their reality? Like I said, the short answer is no. We're not. We're dealing with prophecy, right? This is why a lot of these things are kicking into fruition. You're starting to see these things being revealed in these last days. You're seeing the signs in the heavens. You're seeing these presidents, these dictators like Vladimir Putin pushing the Black Christ, right? We already know this. So it may look like we are, but we're following along with the Most High God. Again, we have power with God. So we're not going to fall short. So if we do this thing the right way. So let's get that precept. 46 and 9.
This is Isaiah chapter 46, verse 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am God, there is none else. I am God, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
From the ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
That is perfectly placed, man. That answers the question perfectly, man. He declares the end from the beginning. So he already knew what was going to happen. He already knew none of this is an accident. It was already foretold. It was prophetic. So it's not a manifestation. It's not something that you just imagine, or we just came together collectively and imagined and made it happen willingly. We didn't do that. It was already knew. The end was known from the beginning. He already knew the end from the beginning. It says, and from the ancient times and things that are not yet done, that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasures. The Most High God is going to do everything that he is pleased to do, right? So we have a hard time, or at least say that other nations have a hard time, and some of our people have a hard time fully understanding the Most High, right? But he revealeth his secrets to his servants, right? So we know what's going on. We know what's happening. So the question being answered, is the Israelites manifesting their reality? No, it's prophetic. It's prophesied, right? Let me get Second Ezra. I don't even know if that goes into it. Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. We're going to go into the actual prophecy. Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9.
Second Ezra chapter 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So the prophecy states that Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So he already knew the end from the beginning. This was prophetic. It was prophesied. He knew that this was going to happen. This was not new. We didn't come together collectively and manifested this willingly, right? We already knew this was going to happen. He already knew this was going to happen. Let me get Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18. Check this out. Like I said, this is all prophecy.
It's Daniel chapter 7 verse 18.
What does that say?
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
That's forever. He just has so many forevers in there. Hey, he meant what he said. Forever. We will not be giving it into another people, man. So the saints of the Most High will take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever and even ever, man. So again, this was not a manifesting type of situation. This was a prophetic event. This was prophecy. Let me get one more in the book of Hebrews, chapter 8 and verse 10. Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 10. And then I'm going to draw my conclusion.
Hebrews chapter 8 verse 10. It says, for this is a covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord.
So he's going to make a covenant with the house of Israel. He's not making it with everybody else. So he's showing you in the New Testament that this covenant that he's going to be making is only going to be with the house of Israel. Can you read that one more time?
It says, for this is a covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind, and I'll write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people.
So this is it. This is the New Testament. We heard it in the Old Testament. We heard it in the middle of the book. We hear it at the very end of the book too. He's only making this covenant with Israel, right? So we're not manifested. So in conclusion, right? Because this is basically my conclusion. So in conclusion, although it may seem like the Israelites are manifesting these things, we are not. Like I said, again, it is a prophecy. It is a prophecy. So Lord willing, stay tuned, because we're going to go into more type of things like manifesting, like affirmations, because like I said, I'm seeing these things all over the place, and I want to go into it. I want to touch on it because these things are actually real, man. These things are actually these things actually work, and I want them to work for you, but I want us to do them in the right way and in the right spirit. I don't want people to be falling off, doing it and going to some other. I don't want you to fall into any lies. I don't want you to be tricked. So we're going to go into it together, Lord willing, and we're going to dig into more manifesting things and affirmations like we see in the world. So, and with that, man, I pray our brothers and sisters was edified only at least a little bit, and we're going to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua. Shalom.
Shalom.